Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Goose from the Wise Wealth Discord coming back at you with another watch list. It's obviously not Sunday, it is Monday. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope everyone had a great holiday. I haven't really dove really much into the charts. I've just been relaxing, playing video games, making some good food, and all that kind of fun stuff. Um, we do have a short week. As you can see, it's Monday and the markets are closed due to Christmas. So, short week, usually lower volume. That's kind of what Jimmy and I have been posting a lot about. Low volume does kind of bring like a way to where it can kind of move the market because there's not many participants. So, kind of what I was saying in the Discord when I was saying, let me pull it up really quick. So, so I was saying in the Discord, that there's lower volume expected would be easier to move the market. And then I was saying how much greed has been in the market lately. So typically with lower volume, less participants, there's not as many people that would be, selling. Or if, the market's been very bearish, everyone's fearful. There's not a lot of people buying, so they have an easier way to push the market in either direction. So, I mean, usually when you get into trades, you want to see a volume spike. You want it on like the breakouts and stuff to that nature because it's showing that there's volume, there's demand there. But there could be a little bit more manipulation in the market when there is less participants. And then my kind of idea on it is how greedy we've been. Is like people have fear of missing out. We're near all-time highs. A lot of people are thinking the SPY is, going to reach that percent and a half higher to actually reach 480. Their Qs have already beat it, as you can see. So it's like we're there, as we were kind of predicting from the October correction, that all-time highs were well in the books because all of these cup and handles that were happening. Last week we did have some pretty good moves. We were showing some weakness, and we did get that big sell-off, but there was a pretty big dip buying going on in a lot of the stocks because like it was selling off. IWM had the bearish divergence, and as you can see, it goes right back up. So that's kind of the type of level of like when we're in extreme greed, you're going to see those dips being bought because people have fear of missing out. So it's like when they see cheaper prices on a stock, they're going to be buying these dips and continuing to send the stocks higher based off, people, a bear trap as well. People start to short on days like this. When you see a daily candle like that, you're like, oh yeah, like easy short. And they got smoked. They got smoked. So it's like it's not a market you want to short right now. You really want to start to see like good setups for shorts. I've caught a few good ones. I had the IWM short that day, the Q short. Then I believe I had Microsoft like a week or two ago, um, off of this rising wedge. So it's like there's not really opportunities to short. It's not really showing any signs to be coming down yet. So there's not really, much bearish thesis right now. Until price structure starts to break and we break below and start creating lower highs, lower lows. I'm not really leaning bearish at all. But the overextendedness is definitely something to be careful of. We could see that the RSI and the SPY is kind of overbought. This is the daily too. The Qs, we have a pretty overbought signal there. So these consolidation moments and where they do drop, it does cool off the RSI a little bit, which is nice because you don't want it to be too unhealthy of a move, especially like IWM. You have that consolidation range. It officially did break above, which is nice to see. It's holding above that. Um, it's the RSI that kind of scares me, but we'll see. I mean, it's been in a good range and it broke above, and now it's trying to build the support here. This green line is the top of the range, so breaking above this is huge. I did kind of want to see a little pullback before it did to like recapture it, but it's just slicing right through. IWM still continues to look good. The Qs have been kind of like a consolidation factor. They're just kind of going sideways. That was the rising wedge I had from last week. Same thing though. It's like it broke above all-time highs. It had a massive drop, but people are buying that dip. Even at all-time highs, people are still continuing to accumulate. So it's not really showing much weakness yet. On the 1 hour, you could see it kind of had that was kind of its retest, that big sell-off. for it to buy it was huge, and we ended kind of on a bullish engulfing here on the 1 hour, so that looks good. We'll see. It could continue to chop, because we're kind of in sideways action right now. We got SPY, um, got a little uptrend going, little consolidation. It's all sideways right now. Nothing really crazy going on. The 15-minute could probably rise it a little bit. Just wedging, just holding, and it's like obviously we're waiting for the break below or the break above. Q's, it's kind of ugly, but it's got a little triangle formation, I suppose. Something like that, maybe. So it's like it's just wedging there, but you do like to see that it's holding this. If it does break below, you can see 405 tested, and that would be the next level of support. Maybe a double bottom here to send it back up. We don't really know what's going to happen when it starts, wedging like this. It's just a lot of chop, a lot of sideways action. That's the only thing is like with the Santa rally coming up, lower volume, I could see it, inching above and just kind of slicing through these things with zero to no volume. So I don't know. That's the IWM that has a nice little wedge on their futures. It's the Russell 2000, the same thing IWM is. So it's like breaking above, 2071, 2080. Could easily see 2100, 2150, stuff to that nature. Because if you look, I'll go to the 4 hour really quick. So this is the range that we were plotting, and it's like it broke above that, and now it's got a little decent flag going. So it's like a break here would be huge. That would be the break above that everyone's waiting for. So lots of sideways action as of last week. Um, we only got in a few trades towards the start of the week, and that's kind of where we were sticking at. This is Soxel, SOXL. This is the semiconductor, um, not ETF. It's three times bull, three times shares. It's basically like a leveraged ETF. They're good for trades, not and maybe like some commons or something. And it's basically just tracks the semiconductor industry. So when AMD, Nvidia, SMCI, Micron, MU, all those stocks are going up. This will continue to go up. They've had some pretty key breaks, as you can see. This is a daily. They broke that, continue to go. They found the resistance a little bit here, and then they broke above that. And now they're at the next level of resistance. You see it was denied or is held as support. Now it's coming back up to test it. So there's a good structure there. They're trying to, it looks like they're in stage two. Stage one is kind of like down here, and now they're trying to build a stage two and hopefully continue higher. If it does break above, 31, then you easily could see 40, just a nice round number, 35, 40. And it's like, it may not seem like a lot, 30 to 40, but that's a huge percentage from here. You could say 30, 50 up to 40. That's 31%. So it's like those are good trades and options and stuff like that if they do break above. Um, from that, I had a dollar. I was posting that it could potentially hold its recent resistance, turn it into support. It is breaking below now in the 15, and then it did come back and retest it. Denied again, so it could continue to go lower. I mean, I don't really know. I started off in forex when I first started trading, but there's a lot of political stuff that's involved, and there could be a support here, where it's at right now, with this line and then these touches right here. So I don't know if the dollar, it's inverse. So if the dollar's going down, that's good for stocks. So it's like it's a bullish thing if it does break below and continues to go lower. It's got a pretty big downtrend right now. I mean, everyone's just selling it. We'll see what happens with that. Usually it's inverse. It's going it's going up, not the greatest for stocks. You got Bitcoin. I've been kind of watching Bitcoin a little bit more. I mean, it's a pretty fun stock to watch, and not stock, but cryptocurrency, I suppose. But just the setups they give you, they're always just very clean and organized. They always have like decent bullish structures. I posted a W earlier in the weekend. Still just kind of chopping around, right around resistances. So we'll see what happens once it does break above this area, maybe breaks below, comes back down to about the 40K area if we can find support again. or it does break above this, and I mean you could see 50K in its future if it does. Um, that would be kind of the next level of resistance somewhere around here where this was building support. Breaking above was huge. Now it's like it just has to hold above 38 and it can continue its bullish formation that it has. It's really hard to tell with Bitcoin, man. They have some crazy wild runs, and it's like you never really know. Bitcoin's juggernaut. But yeah, nice U formation. Maybe come back, retest 38,000, continue up. Bitcoin's still looking bullish for sure. Ethereum, I don't know. It's kind of been lagging a little bit. Like Ethereum always used to be pretty close to Bitcoin, but you just kind of see it in this formation. Nothing like too crazy. Could potentially get denied here. Bitcoin kind of does the same thing where it gets denied off its structure, but Bitcoin's been moving a hell of a lot more than Ethereum, and I'm not really sure why it's lagging so much, but you could definitely see the difference in the charts. Like Bitcoin's like closer to up here, Ethereum's just kind of slowly but surely. It has a uptrend going, but weakness it almost shows. It almost looks like weak. Apple still has a break above. It doesn't matter what happens to Apple. They have bad news, good news all the time, and it just continues to go up. They're still kind of up there by all-time highs. They did kind of get denied. This is definitely a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. So Apple is a big determinator in a lot of the big tech stocks that I watch. So if Apple comes down, then it makes other stocks a little bit harder, unless there's news, because I've seen Apple down and the market up. Microsoft, I'm on the weekly. I probably should bring it down a little bit. Still kind of in this range. They were trying to break above here, but you can see this big wick here. So nothing really too exciting until it's over like 378 to 380 area. Would definitely be a good buy area if it is breaking above. Most likely go test the 385, see if it can get there. 390, somewhere in this area I would be looking for if it broke above. Um, Obviously, still can't break below. I'm just more or less leaning bullish. That's why I'm doing a lot of breakout structures. NVIDIA, I posted this in the Discord. The 1 hour looks the best right now. It's just a little descending channel. It's a pretty bullish thing when broken above because it's still holding its higher highs and higher lows. It's just more of a short term thing. It's like it's got a decent little trend right there that it's trying to hold. So it could go up, maybe get denied, come down to like the 480 level. I think that would be a good accumulation point for it to eventually break above and then go for the all-time highs. Because like I was showing you with Soxel, it's like if it breaks above that, Nvidia's looking very strong. And it's like if it does get over this 504, 505, it's like 550, 600. It's all in price discovery mode when it comes to indices and these major stocks. Meta, it seems like it could be trying to slow down here. I don't know if this is distribution or accumulation. It's just sideways action, like lots of stocks, and it's like that's what I like to see when it is starts to get ultra bullish is a slowdown, a little bit of some cooling of the RSI, and then you have a level, to watch. You could be patient in these times where you just see chop because when they break above or below, then that gives you confirmation to get into certain stocks. Tesla, I'd like to see them above 260. I am still holding, or I sold the ones that I previously was speaking of in Discord, but I bought even further out leaps. So I'm looking at Tesla in March 18th, or I don't know what Friday it is, but it's in March at some point. So I got about 3 months and like 3 weeks, something like that, close to 4 months of time. I think I have like a 300 to a 350 range. I can't remember exactly which one. It's kind of premature because there is still an ultimate downtrend that it's coming up to. So it's like it could break this and still be another leg lower. Is like it's finally breaking out, and that's what I'm buying. And it could break this consolidation that I'm showing on the 1 hour, this one above 260 almost, and come right to this 270 area and get denied. And it's like, it is ultimately a little bit riskier of a one, but I do know that when Tesla moves, it moves. And when those short sellers start, it's the most heavily traded stock when it comes to options. Option flow is what moves this stock. It's not necessarily fundamentals or anything like that. And I know a while ago I said the reason their stock could be struggling is because of possible recession coming, and the narrative is changing. I'm not, personally, I think there still is a recession that comes, but everyone's preaching soft landing, and if it does get to moving and it does get over that 270 area, it could happen fast. I'm telling you, 10, 15, 20% weeks that these could do, and that's why I like to buy sometimes, just some leap options. They were only like $1.50. I have like 350 to 400 price target, so it's like 60% away. It's kind of out of the money. You could definitely buy more in the money. Um, if you'd like, I'm currently trading for other people's accounts, so don't have as much capital to that nature, but just basically maybe potentially test all-time highs in a quick way. They have some catching up to do, and I would expect by next year, once rotations happen, you know, like IWM probably is going to have, could potentially outperform the QQQ and the SPY, but a lot of these mega caps are at all-time highs or getting close to them, and Tesla's the one lagger. Tesla's still down here as, like, showing you Amazon and all-time highs right there, Meta all-time highs right there, Microsoft, they're at all-time highs, Apple. So like a lot of these, the Mag 7 are at all-time highs, but Tesla's not close. They're still about 60% away, and that's kind of, my thing is that they could rotate back into Tesla, and this could just squeeze up, because when Tesla moves, I mean, it's a pretty fierce move. So that's kind of my reason in getting into it. I'm obviously going to manage my risk and stuff to that nature. Amazon, that was a big break that they had. They're still holding above. They even broke out of this range that they had last week. I had a decent trade on them, made about 40% on this break. It was this candle that I had gotten out. I'm happy I did, because as you can see, things started getting a little overstretched there. But just flagging up. It's still sideways. I mean, I could take it to the 15-minute and show you. That's all just consolidation, just straight sideways. Waiting for a break below 150. One, yeah, around 150 would definitely be a pretty bearish structure. Break above 155.50 would look good. Netflix, they're still coiling up. They still actually look really, really bullish. They're just on this uptrend right now. Came back, retested it, broke above, and now they just need to hold that. The daily looks really good. So they came back and retested it perfectly. And then, maybe they could range here. Nope, broke above. Hold 480 and you're good. You can go finish that gap up there at the 510 area. They're still in a gap, so there's not much resistance above until about 510. AMD, I think I might have left them down there. AMD's been looking really good. They're coiling up because they've been moving a lot, as you can see from this point on. Just a massive uptrend. So you like to see this consolidation, this range that's going on. Just watching these levels, broken above 140, bullish, broken below 135 or around 135. You definitely start to see 130. We'll see if it comes back and retests this completely, or if it just keeps going. I do like AMD. I do like Tesla. Those are the two that I'm pretty bullish on. Netflix is also up there as well. Meta, I could see it kind of being overextended. I at this point, what is overextended in stocks though? They just keep going up, and it's like that's a bad mentality, because everyone's thinking that and getting greedy now. But I like to play the levels, and if it looks bullish, it looks bullish. And that's kind of where we're at. A lot of things look bullish. So I hope that helped you guys out a little bit, just giving you guys a little insight on what I'm seeing and how I'm viewing the market. All kind of sideways action. We wait for the breaks, and obviously Jimmy and I will be on top of that. Jimmy had a couple call outs, I think, and the technical analysis. Blank, BLNK, it looks like, Blank Charging Co. They got an inverse head and shoulders. That's a nice one. Um, SMCI, that one ended up breaking out. That was a good fucking play that Jimmy had. I think he said he went out on comments on those. But that's about it, man. I don't really have much else to show you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys have had a wonderful Christmas.